Rolling. What's going on, everybody? George Osei back at it again with another video. Shout out to the new subscribers, people liking and sharing and showing your boy some love. Salute to y'all. Hold up, thank you for that. Now, today, out off the presses, drove fast as hell from work just so I can be right here. So I can drift off of this tragedy. Apparently, a white woman, unarmed mother, lesbian, protester, taken out by our federal government, aka ICE police officer. Hold on. First off, gotta say her name. Nicole Good. Rest in peace. Moment of silence. Prayers to the family. I'm gonna share some thoughts. We're gonna go to our trusted source. Here we go. This is 7 hours today, so today. But DHS said a woman attempted to run over ICE officers before being shot in Minneapolis. Here's what videos show. All right, let's get into this.
A 37-year-old woman was shot and killed by an ICE agent in Minneapolis on Wednesday. Here's how it unfolded. CNN reviewed video of 3 angles of the shooting. The woman first can be seen in her car waving her hand out the window as 2 federal officers in a truck pull up. They then begin to approach the woman on the driver's side, telling her to get out of the car. At the same time this interaction is unfolding, a third officer, who would soon shoot the driver, can be seen walking from the opposite side of the vehicle. That officer draws his pistol as the car first reverses and then begins to move forward. He then fires multiple shots. Another angle seems to show the car making contact with the officer before he fired his gun. The car then accelerates and crashes into a nearby parked car. After the shooting, neighbors asked to administer aid, shouting at the federal agents.
We have our own medics.
Where are they? Where are they? How can I relax? You just killed my neighbor.
Okay, so she lived over here. All right. Wow. That don't look good to me, dog. The United States federal government gunning down U.S. citizens. Now, they did show a couple angles there. First off, I think this cop is going to get charged, which would be what would happen to any one of us. We were in the same situation. We would have been charged immediately. That's number one. But just foreshadowing a little bit, I don't think his life was in danger. I think he might go to jail. Don't look good to me, dog. Here's another thing. I'm from the great state of New Jersey, and surprisingly, I am licensed to carry a firearm. So if you see me out there being extra nice, anyway, I'm also a rent-a-cop on the weekends. And the other day, crazy, I was doing some deliveries, and I pulled up to a apartment complex that I wasn't that familiar with. there wasn't a lot of street parking, but I had to either double park or as I kept driving around, I saw parking lot for the people that lived there, right? And to me, it would just been easier to just park a random spot, just go in, drop off the delivery, and then come back. And I was thinking, like, okay, ain't nobody even over here. Let's say like 30 spots, maybe 9 had cards in them. So I'm thinking it's gonna be quick. I don't get lost going to deliver the like pet food or whatever. And then I couldn't figure out how to leave this building. So it took me a little while. Then when I finally got to the parking lot, there was another dude parked right behind my car, taking pictures of my license plate. Oh, all right. Well, I'm here. He came at me hot, son. Talking about, like, this your car? I was like, yeah, I had a delivery. Delivery for who? You know, just regular delivery. I don't live here. He's like, you lying. I was like, oh, man, this dude mad as hell. I was like, listen, bro, I ain't never been here. So I just want to get back in my car, continue my day. And he wasn't even trying to hear it. He wouldn't even get back in his car. Well, he got kind of close to me, but as I was looking around, like he had me boxed in. He was upset. And the thing that kept popping in my head was like, how am I going to de-escalate this shit right here? I don't want to make no permanent decisions over here. And we both end up in the newspaper. So I kept just saying, hey man, listen, my bad. I didn't mean to park in your spot. I was just doing a quick delivery. So I'll be in and out. No worries. And after a while, of me just trying to, de-escalate as much as I could, finally calmed down and then admitted that, he had an attitude because he was hungry. And I'm sitting here, I'm getting yelled at by a dude because I needed $6. That's how down bad I am. I needed $6 that badly that I was willing to get yelled at by some random guy. Clearly, his life is worse than right. But again, even though I was dealing with a dude that was kind of angry, boxed me in, and at times showed a little bit of aggression, I still saw ways that we can de-escalate this stuff because me, you're not that mad at me. I don't even know you that much. Excuse me, that well. For you to be mad at me. When I see this shooting over here, to me, I think if you never shot homegirl, it would have been all right. And that's what looked bad, man. So unfortunately, everything gets viewed through a political lens as I'm gonna just refer to these groups, two sides of the same coin, the inconsistent collective, where they're going to either cheer or reject things, throw their principles right out the window. Forget being individualistic. Forget being conservative. But we have people defending the state. as if you defending the state not going to give them precedent to do this to you. And so here's why it looks bad for the cop. Now, people on the right, they claim that Renee was an antagonizing protester, had no business not complying to the law. Now, yes, she did not make any good decisions that day, in my opinion, because she's no longer with us. However, it's always a bad look when you're trying to say that rhetoric, political rhetoric, is causing people to do things. No, these are some grown adults who may or may not be stupid. You don't know. But at the end of the day, their choice. And the ICE officer's background is also quite interesting. Because apparently, weeks prior, he claims that he was dragged by some protesters driving a car. Here's the problem, though. If I am having that mental images, so to speak, of being dragged by a car, why am I the first one to step in front of another car? Not looking good for you, dog. That's your argument. Not looking good at all. And we get into, okay, so they're protesting all across the country right now. So the people cheering this ICE shooting, right? I think it's a bad look. Because at the end of the day, what are you cheering for? Like you're that desperate to own the left? I don't know. This looked kind of crazy to me. Yeah, to me, bringing up the past of both these people doesn't help. I think this should be condemned. I think that can't have the precedence that the federal government start shooting people. Because again, in a way. And then it's a man shooting a woman. You know, like you stepped in front of a car that a woman is driving. Like this right here just blows my mind. No. Because I was trying to figure out why she was there, but she was protesting. They knew her. It was communicating like, yeah, that lesbian's back. And instead of just letting her go and arresting her later, like, oh my God. Terrible. Terrible all around. Everybody's protesting. Anyway, George Osei. Got no more to say. Now we'll be back very soon. Have a good night.